Denver 7 Now is sponsored by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Ann Trujillo with your Denver 7 Now update. 9 days after the polls closed, a candidate for Aurora mayor is declaring the race over. Mike Kaufman says he won by just a few hundred votes. Kaufman has held a minor lead over Omar Montgomery since polls closed last Tuesday. Montgomery says he's not conceding. As Denver 7's Ivan Rodriguez reports, there are still votes that need to be counted.
I want to first congratulate my opponents on a hard-fought race in which the ideas for Aurora's future were front and center.
In front of a crowd of supporters, Mike Kaufman declared victory in Aurora's mayoral race. His opponent, Omar Montgomery, had been trailing him by only a couple hundred votes. He says the race isn't over.
All options are on the table until we figure out the final vote. I will first meet with my campaign team. After meeting with the campaign team, figuring out what our next steps, then we'll be able to make some announcements.
Kaufman did address the irregularities this race experienced in regard to the ballot system.
An incredible number of errors were made in this election. I think, though, that corrective action was taken all along the way. But I think there needs to be really a deep dive after the fact into this election as to how we got how these mistakes were made.
And that was Ivan Rodriguez reporting. Now, Kaufman says he would be sworn in December 2nd. Montgomery says he still has not ruled out calling for a recount. Tonight, state officials are clarifying what exactly happened with their system that handles SNAP benefits. And they're now saying no one's benefits were affected. The state says there was a glitch in a new computer system causing incorrect information to be printed on notices to reapply for food assistance. Well, this glitch affected at least 12,000 people. The state tells us no financial information was printed, but things like names and addresses were sent to the wrong people. Again, the state says it did not impact any benefits, and they are sending notices to those who were affected. You are running out of time to give thoughts on what can be done to improve RTD. Today's the last day RTD employees will be handing out surveys at transit stations. If you can't fill one out in person, you can still go to the RTD website, do it there. The results of these surveys could lead to lines being cut, possibly preserved. RTD says it's a decision they do not want to make without hearing from you first. Douglas County deputies have put down a deer that gored a man in Franktown, and now wildlife officers are looking for the person who raised that buck as a pet. A husband and wife say the buck was wearing a dog collar and looked friendly, and that is until it knocked the woman on her back and pinned her to the fence. The man tried to intervene. He ended up being dragged around the yard by the buck's antlers. The woman ran inside the home, called 911, shot at the animal with a pellet gun, giving her husband enough time to break away. This week, we introduced you to a woman from Wheat Ridge who collected 18,000 handwritten Christmas cards to send to troops overseas, but she had no way to ship them. Well, thanks to viewers like you, those cards will finally get to their much-deserving destination. Here is Denver 7's Russell Haythorne.
So you want to help me again?
It's not every day
Can we fit one more?
that calls for
There's two right there.
a mid-afternoon celebratory apple cider toast.
Here's to you and all your hard work.
But this is no ordinary day.
Marlis is the driving force behind it all. She's contagious. Her love is contagious.
Just a few nights ago, we introduced you to 77-year-old Marlis Hallbison,
18,000 smiles are sitting in my front room, and we need to get them delivered.
who had collected and personalized an astonishing 18,000 Christmas cards over the past year for our troops overseas.
I just wanted to be able to send a card and say, someone cares.
Friends and family helped out throughout the year. A friend who works at Coors even donated the boxes.
There were many evenings where I just sat and wrote cards.
Problem was, the organization that promised to get the cards to the troops recently said it could no longer help.
I was devastated that I had all these cards and I had let so many people down because I couldn't get them delivered.
That's when Denver 7 viewers stepped up.
Trying to make me cry again? It's overwhelming. It just gives you faith back again of human decency.
Marlis needed $1,700 to get the cards from Denver to D.C. and then over to Iraq and Afghanistan.
There are a lot of good people out there.
One viewer alone, named Roberta,
She wrote a check for $1,750. There are angels here on earth, let me tell you.
Of the 36 boxes they packed,
You can't do beer boxes.
more than half were those Coors boxes, which the guys at the post office pointed out couldn't go through the mail. Not a problem. They were happy to help repack them.
You are wonderful.
So now, just a few days after that Contact 7 call for help,
Is that the last box?
the cards are on their way.
Those soldiers are going to get the cards.
One woman's commitment worth celebrating.
Let me tell you, we are among friends.
Your generosity has been overwhelming, so much so not only did we have enough money to pay for shipping this year, but we also have enough left over to pay for both the cards and shipping next year. We'll keep you posted, but Marla says she now has a new goal, 20,000 cards in the year 2020. I'm Russell Haythorne, Denver 7.
Great work. All right, from the First Alert Weather Center, here's a look at your forecast, and we are in for a lovely week ahead, starting with Friday with a high of 68. Thanks for watching this Denver 7 Now update. Make sure to download the Denver 7 app for your smartphone to get breaking news and alerts around the clock. I'm Ann Trujillo.